Hey, I'm Shannon Beeby, and I'm at the Tonkawa Film Festival with Trey Murphy and Chance Gibbs, here with the film Leave Only Footprints. And so, Trey, I'm really interested to hear what made you want to make a film that deals with abandoned building exploration.
I love photographing abandoned buildings. There's something gorgeous about watching something that was at one point a man-made structure, just absolutely built for people to occupy, and then seeing it go back to the earth reclaiming it. So it's a lot of fun to photograph that kind of work, and walking through those, you see people constantly putting graffiti in there, and it just sort of, it takes away from the beautiful nature, if you will, of these abandoned buildings, and it aggravated me to see that, so I figured, well, let me write a film about exacting revenge on those people in a way that I wouldn't do morally, and it's against the law.
And that too.
So there's that.
And the location that you all use, Chance, you have a personal connection to that property.
That house was the house my grandmother grew up in.
Oh, wow.
It was built sometime in the 20s, and it has been on family land since that day, so it was... no one's lived in it since 1991, and if you don't live in a home for a year, you can even see things that mysteriously run down with even people there. So it was a time capsule. Trey had the cinematographer take videos of it, and the dining room table was still there when we filmed. The kitchen was still relatively set up. The refrigerator was still in there. Certain things had been removed, but the couches were still in there from the 50s, and the TV, everything was still exactly how it would have been. The only difference was dirt and some animals had been there.
Yeah.
There was an entire room where bees had come in, and they had
they had built a hive so big in the ceiling it broke through and collapsed.
Wow.
And then Dad had exterminated in there, and they were all dead. They looked like carpet, and there was actually dead bees.
And you walk on them, and it was disgusting.
Awesome. Wow.
But then I was happy to film there because it really, the electricity was still connected, and it was going to become a fire hazard with squirrels, and it was in a tree-covered area. My cousin Courtney was moving out there to another house on that property, and that house was bound to go up in flames any time. And
it almost did when we were shooting.
We turned on the light and smelled something burning, and it was definitely a bird's nest in the light fixture.
It was awesome.
So not long after we filmed, it was bulldozed.
Oh, yeah.
But we were able to kind of capture it on screen.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you all spoke about being sick for like
sure,
a week or so after, like, the house. Was it just the dust? Was it, what was it?
It was a combination of everything. It was just filthy.
What? Yeah.
So and you inhaling that we got there at 7 in the morning and we left at midnight. So working inside that house the majority of the day, inhaling all of these whatever's in there.
Yeah.
It just sort of it gets to you, and you feel it for a week, 2 weeks to a month. So
Yeah.
It was something.
Do you feel like being in that space, a space that was really kind of falling apart, do you feel like it added to the creepy factor while you were making the film?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the exact kind of house that when I was writing the film that I was thinking of. Because the original house, there was a house that was near me that had a barn and a silo, a full home, some old 70s cars that were dilapidated and had gone unkempt for the longest time. But it was all bulldozed about 6 weeks before we were slated to shoot.
Oh, man.
But thankfully, we had another place to go to, and I think it was actually better than the home we had that I had originally in mind when writing it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to the Tonkawa Film Festival, sharing your film, and we really appreciate it.
This whole town really came together for this. It's awesome to see.
Yeah.
It's impressive. So it's the best film festival I've ever been to.
That's amazing. That is so great to hear.
The whole town is. I'm from a very small town, same size. The only difference is we don't have a college, but I think that the little towns doing stuff like this is really a good it's a good thing, but nice that other small towns can look at and say, oh, well, if they can do something, well, so can we maybe. It doesn't have to be a film festival, but little towns have been dying for a long time.
Getting involved,
And
yeah.
Be nice to see. It's nice to see little towns figure or find a way. As we say, when we do a film, we do it the hard way. So it's nice for a little town. You do it the hard way, but you did it, and it's awesome.
Right on.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm really
that's
impressed
so
with this
great.
town.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
And
that's
just,
great.
one question. Too.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something first? Then?
No.
Okay. Is like maybe are you guys working on something next? Or something?
Yeah. Let me.
Anything in the pipeline?
Yeah. And so I'll just pick it up. So guys, and so just tell me, what are you working on next? Is there anything that in the pipeline you want to share?
We are going to move along with another horror movie.
Okay, yeah.
We're doing one that is tentatively, but we're pretty sure it's going to be titled Birthright, an Amityville horror. And we're filming it it's going to take place in Amityville, Long Island, but it's going to be filmed in Texas. And my mom's best friend actually has a Victorian mansion that we're going to borrow.
Wow. That's perfect.
And we're bringing in Eileen Dietz, who played the demon in The Exorcist, to come in and play my grandmother. And it's about my character coming into this home, and she's going to leave my grandmother, and then it just gets psychological.
Weird.
Trey wrote it. He can come up with just about anything. So
That's awesome.
it's going to be.
I'm excited about that.
I just said, hey, let's do a film about a haunted house, but not a gory haunted house, an actual haunted house. Trey,
Yeah.
oh, hold on. Be right back. So here we
That's
are.
just the thing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's our next one.
Oh, well, that's so exciting. Yeah, we look forward to that.
I think so. One thing though, I do want to point out about footprints. So anyone that's seen it, if you remember the bassinet, there's a little elephant that's sitting in there.
Yeah.
That stuffed elephant. I love collecting film props, original film props from film, like actual big budget films. That's the one that was carried by Cody Smith McPhee in the movie The Road with Viggo Mortensen. So that is the actual
Gosh, I
one.
love
from
that movie.
So, yeah.
That's such a good movie.
That elephant, the representation of his innocence lost. It's like, okay, well, let's put it in this
That's such a
abandoned
great piece of
bassinet, so-
memorabilia. How did you get a hold of that?
auction house and
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of liquid courage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You have a lot of pieces like that.
Quiet. Till the next day, you're like, how much did I
Yeah.
auction for? How much did I?
Honey, don't look at this. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's really great. Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
It's our
Greatly
pleasure.
appreciate you.